When the Old Sydney Society took over the building in the 60s, the building was kind of a ruin. It was just the stone walls. And around 1985, the Old Sydney Society decided that they were going to install a furnace and some ductwork to, make the building more comfortable. So what they did is they pulled up all of the floorboards and started digging the basement down, because underneath this building at the time, there was only a crawl space. They were digging the floor down, and they got to the spot which just behind me here in front of the altar. And one of the workers sort of sensed something was off. And when he looked up, he saw a gentleman standing on the altar, dressed in a British colonial officer's uniform. And this figure told him to stop what he was doing and leave. Now, I don't know about you, but if that had happened to me, I would have been out the door and I would never return. My tools would be on the truck and I'd be gone, but these guys were built of a little bit more sterner stuff, so after a moment to collect themselves, they came back, kept digging, and unearthed the remains of 8 pioneers. Now, one of those, based on brass buttons that were found, we believe that to be Captain Wilson, and there was also an infant buried with him. We believe that was his infant son. When this addition was built where the altar is today, it was built into the graveyard, and rather than move the graves, they moved the headstones, but not the graves.
One of the things that kind of made me a bit more of a believer was last fall, myself and the person who was acting as guide in the museum for the day, we were here. And we were sitting over by the altar, right where the 3 bodies are buried. And we were just chatting, and we heard what sounded like footsteps going from the direction of the steeple over to that way. And I was sitting back on the altar, and I figured I'd check my email to do something. I heard the exact same set of footprints go the exact same course. And right after they stopped, all the power in my iPad was drained. I power it up every night. It had 100% power when I came in that morning. But within 5 minutes, 10 minutes of me getting here, all the power had been sapped from it. That one incident was profound enough that I still try to figure out if there was an explanation I haven't thought of, but I can't imagine what it was.
One of my jobs here, of course, was to do the ghost walk tour for cruise ship passengers. I'd take them on a walking tour of North End Sydney, and of course, St. Patrick's was a major stop on our route. And one of the things that we showed them here is this red bell that you see here. Now, this is the original market bell from the Charlotte Street Market. This would have been rang to announce the beginning and end of the business day. This also would have been rang in case of a fire. Now, of course, it's on display here, and what we do is we tell the tourists that if they ring that bell 3 times and look up at the door that goes into the bell tower, maybe Captain Wilson will make an appearance.
There was one time we were preparing for a ghost tour for, there was a school coming in. And so me and my coworkers were preparing for that. And one of my coworkers said, okay, you're small and you're fearless. Go up in the belfry, and when we ring the bell 3 times, you swing the door open and then crawl out. So I went in, they rang it once, and like a 2x4 was like leaning here, and it slowly went straight, and I almost peed my pants, and I got out of there, and my coworkers were like, wait, no, we didn't ring it 3 times. Like, what are you doing? I was like, no, I'm not going back in there. I'm not going back in there. I'm done. It really scared me, but of course they convinced me to go back in. So I did, and they rang it 3 times. I swung the door open and I crawled out, and I pushed the door till it stopped. And then when I crawled out of the way, the door completely went and slammed behind me. And I was like, okay, John Butler Wilson does not like me being in there.
The door's got no spring or no string or nothing. In fact, we invite anybody on the tour to go up and examine the door, look behind it, do whatever they want, and see that we don't have any kind of trick or anything going on in the door. Some people think it's because the wind's going through the steeple, but I've been here when the wind outside wasn't even moving a leaf on the trees, and it's open like a barn door back and forth. And there are other days when we can't explain it because we open it well in advance of when the tour gets to the museum. And I'll be here, somebody else will be here, and the door will be fixed in its place, but as soon as we ring the tour in and we ring the bell, like magic, the door opens on its own. And we have no idea what causes it to open.
My name is Priya McDermott. I am a historical interpreter here at the Cossit House Museum. When I was in the kitchen with my coworker Jill, we had been talking to a tourist who told me that she was a psychic medium. And she told me that Thankful Cossit, the woman who lived in this house, died in this house in a room off the kitchen called the birthing room. She had told me that Thankful thinks I'm a negative presence in the house and she doesn't want me in her house anymore. And she thinks I patronize her and I'm mean to her. So after that, I was a little spooked. I didn't really want to be in Cossit House anymore, but I had to blow out a candle that was lit in the birthing room. So I kind of stuck my head in to blow it out. And for the first time in how old am I? Probably in 10, 11 years, my nose started to bleed profusely all over the floor. So that was great. And something always happens in this house during the ghost tour. Somebody gets upset, somebody gets sick, somebody has to leave. So I was kind of preparing for the worst after my nose started bleeding in the birthing room. So we had come into this house and it was so spooky. It was dark and there were candles everywhere. And oftentimes during the ghost tour, only during the ghost tour, not during our regular hours, pregnant women or just mothers in general will feel a small child hold their hand. So I was kind of expecting that child to make an appearance that night, and he did. He held a few women's hands and they started kind of jumping around and getting nervous. And then one woman just said, I can't do this anymore. I feel so sick, I'm gonna faint. So a lot of times people end up fainting in Cossit House. They feel so lightheaded, and this always happens when we're back in the kitchen by the birthing room, which is the room that Thankful Cossit passed away in, giving birth to her 13th child.
So we're sitting in the kitchen in the Cossit House, and right next to the birthing room, which I have to say is probably one of the places I'm most intrigued by.
Yes, that's where a lot of this stuff has happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, the activity seems to be throughout the whole house. Like they hear footsteps upstairs in the hallway. Somebody saw a man coming through the front door in a cloak. Figures passing between
Rooms in the hallway.
Yeah, upstairs. There was a figure of a small child in a white gown that was seen in the attic. It's pretty specific. And there's been some voices that are heard, a male voice.
Male voices, yep.
Yeah, pipe smoke was smelt mostly in the kitchen area, I think.
Right next to this birthing room.
Yeah,
right
where they
next to
assumed he would have been standing. Yeah, I mean, how does this place make you feel?
It actually makes me feel very, claustrophobic. Like, it's very tight, and it's very, it makes you feel uneasy, constricted a bit, maybe.
I definitely felt that when we first came in. It feels a bit calmer for me right now, but we'll see how long that lasts. I'm super, I think I would love to start down here where Thankful passed away. and see if I can maybe reach out and see if she wants to interact with me. I know
Yes.
she can be fairly interactive, so we'll see. What about you? What are you feeling?
I would really like to go, I think in the bedroom, in the upstairs, because I know that would have been where Thankful and her husband slept. And I think maybe some of the babies as well. Just to kind of get a feel and just to welcome them and ask if they can come in and just say hi. And then we'd like to communicate with them and hopefully we can get them in.
Get somebody talking.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
sounds pretty good to me. I don't know if any of the crew have actually had any experiences here yet. Oh no, actually,
No, I
Noah
believe
did, didn't he?
Noah heard some footsteps upstairs
That's crazy.
in the same place that everybody has heard it, like in the hallway area.
Somebody actually said that they saw Mrs. Cossit. Not from our crew. Like one of the stories, they saw this woman sitting in there.
In here.
Yeah,
And I think someone fainted.
yeah. People
In
get
there?
headaches.
People get headaches and someone fainted in here.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that then.
Yeah.
Don't really.
Don't faint.
I know. It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be good. I'll be good. All right.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
Just careful in the attic because it really creeps me out.
Yeah. Me too.
It feels.
Dark.
It does.
It feels very dark and it feels very just creepy. just really creepy.
Is that what you get from it?
Yeah, as soon as I walked up there the first time, I was like, it's the very narrow stairway up to it too. It's a very and then so it's a very narrow, and then it's into this big black space, big open black space. It's creepy.
There's something about it where I feel like just by putting my head up and looking around, I feel like I'm intruding. Like I get
that's
that
interesting.
sense of like I'm not supposed to be there.
So, you know what this is.
That is the old ghost box, Old Faithful.
Old Faithful, yes. Wasn't working, Jim fixed it. When you guys went out for dinner tonight, before we even started ghost hunting, I was guarding the gear up at Cossit House, because somebody had to. And fun story, I turned the ghost box on just to see if it worked, if Jim actually did fix it. It does work. Guess what it said?
Well, first off, I'm not too thrilled about the fact that it does work, because that means it's picking up a little more than just radio signals. Oh, you wrote it down.
I wrote it down because as soon as it started, it was like a conversation. Unfortunately, I did not record it because I was just testing the box. So we weren't wired, you guys were all gone. I didn't have any of the little ADRs nearby. It was just like boom, boom. So I wrote it down. People are gonna have to take my word on this. Here's the conversation. Good news, it's not about you.
And that's not only good news, that's strange news.
So 8:16, I just went, standard question. Is anyone here in Cossit House this evening? I'm gonna pretend I'm Ghostbox. Hello? Question, do you want to speak to any of my friends tonight? Holly? Nope, not kidding. Then there was a pause as I went to get my pad of paper, because I didn't even have I was just goofing around. I didn't even have a pad of paper. Brought it back, sat down. I go, okay, so I'm back. Hooray, out of the ghost box. Then I said, is there anyone in this house who lived here in Sydney in the 1800s? Nothing. In the 1700s? Yes, I used to. And there was a 10-second break between yes and then I used to. So I was like, yes, I used to. Then I go, can you tell me your name? Wife. Which technically is not a name, but Mrs. Cossit lived there.
We do have somebody in the Cossit House named Thankful, so regular names are sort of out the window.
Out the window,
at
I
this
suppose.
point.
So then I went, I think you said earlier the name of one of my friends, Holly, and it interrupted me and went, yes. Then it went, yes, louder. So it was a bit louder and longer. And I said, Holly, sorry, that's the answer, right. Then it went, Holly, again. So then I went, do you want to speak to Holly tonight? And it said what I think was we, like bit of French.
The French word for yes.
Yes. So, and that was the conversation. I was actually at that point kind of a little freaked out, and there was nobody else in the house with me, and there were no lights, and I went and got a flashlight, and then Jim came back, and because he was having lunch separately, so he came back and he and I just started talking about something else. But I said, "There's something I'm going to have to tell Dillon," and he said, "Well, don't ruin it for me." So here it is, the first, and I was like, "Whoa." So there you go. Holly is up at the Cossit House, and she does not know because I didn't tell her any of this.
Do you hear that?
That's me.
That's not you at
It's
all.
like whispering. Do you hear that?
Are you guys moving at all? No. Holy shit.
I'm hearing like whistling or whispering upstairs.
No, just a second, Kristyn. Hello? There's absolutely something up there.
I heard like whispering or like a whistle, like either whispering in like a high pitch, like a children, maybe like a kid's whispering, or a whistling, like that.
Yeah. Where did you hear it?
I
though?
think I heard it in the attic.
Oh my God, that's creepy.
What did you hear?
So I'm hearing what sounds like footsteps or like something upstairs moving around. And then I heard like an absolute like thump.
Oh,
And then you were like, I hear whispering. And I'm like,
I
is
heard
it,
whispering.
like close to you?
no, it was up in the attic.
Are there kids here with us right now? I don't know why my voice went so high.
Just you're trying to be welcoming.
Either that or I just freaked myself out.
Are there any children?
Kids, do you want to come down and say hi?
Do you want to come
Hear
play?
that? Seriously, do you
I
hear
heard that one. I heard
Thank
that
you.
one. I heard footsteps, like
Thank
running
you.
though,
Yeah.
light running.
Holy sweet. Did you hear it again?
Yeah,
Oh my God. Okay. Let's
I'm
go.
hearing like,
I thought.
but it's like, but like more high pitch, like, but like in a like,
Do you think it's trying to say something?
it almost sounds like it's like conversing.
Like two kids talking.
Yeah,
Like behind your back or something.
yeah, exactly.
That's so creepy.
Like it's like a high. I keep saying high pitch and like kind of whistle because it is that like when kids just have like high pitched voices because they're
So it sounds like kids whispering.
kind of yeah.
That's super creepy.
But not in a whispering out to people, in like a concealed whispering, like maybe to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a
They're not trying to talk to us.
no.
Oh my.
It's like we're eavesdropping on them.
Oh, creepy.
All right, hold on. Shine your light down here for a sec. I'm going straight to Ghost Box.
Let's jump in this. You want to go in the middle of the room?
Sure. There it is. And I suppose we should turn the volume up. Come on over, Noah.
Come join the circle. It's safe here.
All right, we're not going to have a long Ghost Box session here, but we're just going to see, is there anybody here in St. Patrick's Church with us this evening? Yes. Did you hear yes?
Yes, of course I did.
And I thought I heard hello before that.
It was
But-
very faint, but I heard it.
Is there more than one somebody? Are there multiple people, beings, or entities here with us tonight? Let's turn the volume up a bit. Whoa, something over there. You hear that? Is there something over in that corner? Is there someone over in that corner where Dillon just walked to and we just heard a sound? Me.
I know that we, between you and me, have said we're gonna be a little less cold-based. I am freezing right now.
It's cold in here. I was feeling it over there. Do you feel cold, Noah?
I don't feel cold.
Oh, I hate the new guys. Nobody ever goes after the new guys. All right. Is there some entity, being friendly or otherwise preferably friendly, in here right now that is making it colder? What's the cat? Whoop. That sounded like yes. I think that was.
That just said yes again.
Okay. That's 2 yeses.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's
Right
like
there.
It's like the bone. Oh,
Bone chilling cold.
yeah, no, like hair. Oh,
Kids? Are there kids up here? It's okay, you can come out. Do you want to play?
Ominous question.
It's not cold, it's not. I haven't heard any creaking, I haven't heard anything at all.
Yeah, I totally agree. It
So
completely
how
went
about
away.
I'm gonna put the doll at the top of the stairs here. If you'd like to play with it, or if you'd like to come down, we would love to play dolls with you. Don't be afraid.
Captain Butler, are you here with us this evening, right now? Huh. That was something.
Something is trying very hard to get through that.
Ooh, that was
Very hard.
very hard. Is there anything up in Cossit House with Holly Stevens right now? Or anyone? Oh, it's really cold here. What was that? Is that you?
That was up there. That was up in this back storage.
I heard it.
Ooh, baby. All right.
I heard it.
That's 3. I've heard all 2 from over here, one when we were there, and then the second one with the ghost box. That one I thought came from up there.
100%. Yeah,
It's
there's
definitely behind me because I didn't pick up anything
Oh.
in this area.
Oh, it is freezing, man.
I keep getting these waves of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a different, it's hard to explain to the audience at home, okay, what do you feel? Is it just what you get cold or whatever? It's like it hits you like a tidal wave and it just goes through the deepest part of your bones.